Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Sandrine and this is episode 1 of How in the World Do You Pronounce It, where I help you make sense, pronounce and practice all the challenging French names of cities and mountain peaks of stage 1, Paris Tour Eiffel to Paris Champs-Elysées, of this 2022 edition of the Tour de France Femmes for the women. I am a native of France and I want to demystify the French language. Here are some of my tips to help you pronounce the French language, especially in these stages. I encourage you to exaggerate vowels. I will teach you the easy way to pronounce the French R. We will work on what I call or refer to as the banana smile. And most importantly, we will take a good breath before pronouncing most of these names, if not all. And as a good rule, please do not pay attention to the spelling of the French language. It's too confusing. Let's put it that way. All right. First off, I'm going to say all the names of this stage in a row. For those of you who already speak French and just want to hear them listed, if you will. And then I will break them down for you. Off we go. So, departure will be from Paris Tour Eiffel. And basically, honestly, for this stage 1, they will just go through a lot of laps. And we call them premier passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. First, I will break them down later. So, premier passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, deuxième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, troisième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, quatrième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, cinquième, and then haut des Champs-Élysées. Sixième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Septième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Huitième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Haut des Champs-Élysées. Neuvième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Charles de Gaulle étoile. Dixième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Onzième passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. Paris Champs-Élysées. All right, so now let's break these down a little bit. I am not going to go through most of the laps, but break down a few of the tricky names here. So, again, the part or departure will be from Paris Tour Eiffel, which is Paris, the Eiffel Tower, Paris Tour Eiffel. So, first off, we have a typical French A, which is A, 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 Pa, Pa, Pa. Then we have the typical French R. So, the French R is mainly pronounced as a breath. But the secret to pronounce it the French way and the easy way is to understand that you have to keep your tongue down in your mouth and it stays put. It doesn't move, it stays down there. It just stays below in your mouth and your jaws as you exhale, right? So it sounds like this. Ra, 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 ra. And the best way to practice is to first take a good breath. So first you inhale so you can activate and exhale while your tongue stays down in your mouth. So, R, R. Let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath first, and we will exhale, keeping our tongue down in our mouth. R, R, R. Right? So this is basically the French R. Yes, some French people, or even in neighboring countries like Belgium, Switzerland, and in the north of France or the south of France, the R can be more guttural, but overall, this is the French R, and it will take you anywhere, and you can make it stronger if you want, but basically, the R is the basic French R. So, R here in Paris goes into what I call a banana smile. The reason is you have a similar sound in French, which is the sound E, that you want to differentiate from the E, the banana smile. So we have E, and then we have E. E is more up in your mouth, in your mouth. It's up more in the palate of your mouth. As in E is the best way to pronounce it, to be able to differentiate it. I need to work on my English vowels as well. Is to make sure you exaggerate and make it a banana smile. So E, E. And here it follows the French R, right? So ri, ri. Now let's take a good breath and we can do this. Ri, ri. Right? And basically we have it as Paris, Paris, Paris. And I'm going this way because the name here is not over, because there's the second part, but Paris. Let's take a good breath together. Paris, Paris, right? So we have the name Paris. That's how we say it in French. Paris, Tour Eiffel, Tour Eiffel. So we have Tour. So yes, it ends with the French R. Tour, r, r, r. Tour. So it's a pretty closed up oo, right? Oo, oo, oo. Our, our, our. Tour, tour, tour. Tour. We go up a bit because we have another word to pronounce. Tour, tour. Eiffel, Eiffel. So here basically we have twice the sound E. E, 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 E. E, E. And we merge them with a few consonants. In fact, we'll go first with F, F, Eiffel, 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 right? Eiffel. So I would say Tour Eiffel, Tour Eiffel, Tour Eiffel. Let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Tour Eiffel, Tour Eiffel. And we try to merge them together, and it would sound like this. Tour Eiffel, Tour Eiffel. Together, ensemble, take a good breath. Tour Eiffel. Right? So, as a whole, what we have is Paris, Tour Eiffel. So let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Paris, Tour Eiffel. We did it. All right, next. So next, let's go with this one, and we're not gonna work on all of these because there's, a bunch of them. And once we work with one, I believe you're all set for the next ones, because you can replay this as much as you want, right? So, at kilometer 6.8, au kilomètre 6,8, they, and your favorite writers, I hope, will arrive at the first, so, le premier passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. It means, and well, literally it is translated into the first crossing on the finish line, right? So it reads premier, first, premier passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. So I'm just gonna say it one more time, but we're not gonna really work on it. If you do want me to break these down, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to do another video and break it down. It's long, it's difficult, but if we break it down, it's less intimidating and it's helpful. So let me know. But overall, it's premier passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. And then for the next ones, all that changes is, of course, it becomes the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, etc. And I can say a few for you. In fact, what I can do is just list them as with their numbers. So we did the first one, le premier, and the second, deuxième, troisième, quatrième, cinquième. Now, in between those, at kilometer 34.8, au kilomètre 34,8, I'm sorry, they actually will arrive in Eau des Champs-Elysées. Eau des Champs-Elysées. Let me break it down. Eau, a kind of a easy way, easy pronouncing. Eau. Again, don't pay attention to the spelling, please. Very confusing, right? It just sounds like O. D. So E. Again, the E sound, not a E, right? It's not a banana smile, it's a E. The air you produce goes up your mouth, right? E. D. So far we have O, D. So let's do it together. Ensemble, let's take a good breath. O, D. Right? Champs-Elysées, that's the interesting part, right? So, Champs-Elysées goes like this. Champs-Elysées. So here is the prime example of the difference between E and what I call the banana smile, or what I want you to remember or pronounce, if you will, as a banana smile, which is a E, right? So here we have, in fact, we have two or twice the sound E and once the sound E, the banana smile. So basically we have Z, Li, Z. Right? So we have Z, Li, Z. E, right? E, Z, Li, Z. So let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath. And we have Z, Li, Z. Right? But it starts like this. Champs-Elysées. Right? I'll do it again. Champs-Elysées. Now let's do it together, ensemble. we take a good breath. Champs-Élysées. Encore again, Champs-Élysées. Right? So as a whole, it sounds like this. Au des Champs-Élysées. So let's do it together ensemble. We can do this. We can do this. Let's take a good breath. Au des Champs-Élysées. All right, we did it. And here's something I want to point out. Champs-Élysées can be confusing again and again if you look at the spelling. Because for English speakers, for instance, what you see is champs, right? And you think champions, which makes sense. But in French, champs is champs, again, Champs-Élysées, and the champs means fields. A champ is a field of crop, right? And champ with an S that here transforms into a Z, but I won't get into that. Just trust me on the way it sounds, if I may. Here it means fields, so many fields, right? And it refers to the fields, the Elysium, if I'm right in English, Elysium fields, right? The Greek, if I believe, fields. So that's what it's about. But it's fun and cool that it's great to have this champs, if you will, analogy. But it can be confusing, so I wanted to point this out. It means fields. If you can remember that, you hopefully can forget that it's not champs, it's champs. Champs-Élysées, we did it. So next they have a few other passages sur la ligne d'arrivée. They have the 6e, 6th, 7e, 7th, 8e, and then they go back because they're doing a loop, of course, and they go back to Au des Champs-Élysées. Next, they are doing the 9th, le 9e passage sur la ligne d'arrivée. And after that one, after the 9th, the 9th, I should say, le 9e, they arrive at kilometer 62.4 au kilomètre 62,4 at Charles de Gaulle Étoile. So again, don't pay attention to the spelling, please, and pay attention to the way it sounds here. It sounds like this. Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle. Charles, so typical French A, with a French R, again. Exhale and keep your tongue down in your mouth. Right? And another tip to practice the French R on your own, I would, if it's hard, if it's tricky, which most likely is, just you could and you can put a finger. So as you're practicing it, put a finger on your tongue, and the finger will help you remember and help you practice to keep your tongue down in your mouth. Because for a lot of people, and this is why I emphasize on that, for a lot of people, they want to move their mouth. Often people will be, I would say, influenced by Spanish maybe, or even Italian, and they will want to kind of move their tongue. But the ticket to the French R is to not move your tongue, and it stays down in your mouth. So you can practice with a finger, and your finger blocks your tongue from moving, if you will, right? So that's the tip. So here we have, again, ah, yeah, as in char, and it ends with le. Charles, Charles, Charles. Right? Let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Charles, Charles. And now, because the name is not over, I'm going to go this way. Charles, Charles. Charles de. So is pronounced by moving your jaws forward. De. De. Gaulle, Gaulle. O. It's a pretty closed up O, right? All. L. It's a slight L. All. Gaulle. Let's do it together ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Gaulle. Right? So, as a whole, it sounds like, well, actually, I'm not done. I'm going too fast. And then we have étoile, which means star. Étoile. So, we have again, it's not a E, it is not a banana smile. The air you produce goes up your jaws, up your palate, almost, toward your nose, right? Toile, wa, right? Toile, étoile. Let's do it together. Let's take a good breath. Étoile. So as a whole, what we have here sounds like this. Charles de Gaulle, étoile. Again, Charles de Gaulle, étoile. And now we can do it together, ensemble. We take a good breath. Charles de Gaulle, étoile. That's it. Voilà. We did it. And next they will have un 10e passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, the 10th, and 11e passage sur la ligne d'arrivée, the 11th. And next is the finish line, l'arrivée, the finish line, l'arrivée at Paris Champs-Elysées. So the good thing is we already worked on this, but let's go back and let's go for it. So, Paris, and now no, I shouldn't say this, I'll say it afterwards, but Champs-Elysées. So again, Champs-Elysées. And then banana smile and A again. And Z, li, I, Z. So we have twice the sound Z. And in between we have the banana smile. Mile, I should say. Banana smile. Let me exaggerate my English vowels, right? At the very least. All right, so again. Z, li, Z. Let's do it together. Let's take a good breath. Zélysées. Zélysées, right? So it's Champs-Elysées. Right? Let's take a good breath. We do it together. Ensemble, we take a good breath. Champs-Elysées. And as a whole, it sounds like this. Paris Champs-Elysées. Let's do it together. Paris Champs-Elysées. Voilà. Voilà. They made it. You made it. Congratulations. This was stage 1 for the ladies. Les femmes. Femmes. Tour de France Femmes, Tour de France Femmes. Wow, the first stage for this 2022 edition of the Tour de France Femmes. We did it. I will see you next for stage 2. And here is a sneak peek for you. Stage 2 will be from mot to province. And we'll work on that next in stage 2. I will see you then. Please do not hesitate to give me some feedback. Let me know in the comments below what was helpful, what was not, or what you are looking for. Because my goal is really to help you with the French language. So let me know. I'm very happy to do this, cover this, and I can use your help, of course. So see you then for next stage 2. Thank you. Bye everyone.